And with that, let's move straight into the top 10 of our shooting guard list. At number 10, we have from the Toronto Raptors, RJ Barrett. At number 9, we have from the Oklahoma City Thunder, Jalen Williams. At number 8, from the Boston Celtics, we have Derek White. At number 7, from the I almost said the wrong team, the Phoenix Suns, Bradley Beal.
You wanted to say
At number
Washington Wizards, didn't you?
I totally wanted to
Yeah,
say the Washington
fire.
Wizards. At number 6, from the New Orleans Pelicans, again, almost the Trailblazers, CJ McCollum. At number 5, for the Memphis Grizzlies, Desmond T-Rex Bain. At number 4, Mikal Bridges. At number 3, Kyrie Irving. At number 2, Donovan Mitchell. And at number 1, Ant MJ Jr. Edwards. So there are some interesting rankings here. I'm going to start on the positive side.
Mm-hmm.
And Dave, I'm going to go to you for this.
Sure.
RJ Barrett, right? In New York, he had a tumultuous last year and a half. But in Toronto, we saw him thrive there in that system. So what do you think RJ is going to pick up where he left off last season, or do you think he can even increase his production?
I think that there's a chance that he steps up a smidge more, even like I think he proved something in the last 30 games with the Raptors. He continued on, even like it just looks like he feels more comfortable as a scorer. He feels more comfortable as a creator. He feels more comfortable the more usage you give him, which sometimes works out to your benefit when it's efficient. And somehow he shot better with it. Like everything that's like usually like, oh, production can go up, but efficiency goes down. He's like, production goes up, efficiency also pretty good. Like, don't worry about it. Like, he continues to play well. So I think that if we're talking about guys who made the most out of their opportunity last year, like he killed it after the trade. And I think that the question for the Raptors is going to be like, cool, we love Scotty Barnes. Like they love Scotty Barnes. And now you have RJ Barrett, who just had his best season, who is from Canada. So you got that connection. Like it feels like a match made in heaven there. I think that he's going to keep going as their number 2 option. I think that this is a team, obviously, like they have a place filler, to put it nicely, in Kelly Olynyk. And obviously you don't expect much offense, if any at all, out of Jakob Poeltl. So like they need buckets. He's that guy. All of a sudden, I'm glad it came around because I dogged on this guy for being the 3rd overall pick in that draft class. So very much. And it's awesome to see him succeed now. So happy for him.
Yeah, it is. I agree. He was just fantastic in that system. There's, we kind of, whenever he got traded to the Knicks, to the Raptors, him and quickly, we're like, it's going to be nice to see them both kind of increase roles because RJ, by the end of it, New York is a very, very hard place to succeed.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody gets that. I just don't know. I don't want to say built for it. I just think RJ probably struggled a little bit on the mental side of basketball because his game has always been there. And he's not doing anything really new. He's just doing what we thought he could when he came out of Duke. Ricky.
I was going to say, real quick, it's like being a quarterback in Chicago or New York.
Ooh.
Yeah.
It's tough.
Yeah, it's true. It's just tough to succeed. Ricky, I'm going to throw it to you. Again, I'm pretty sure you know this one's coming. So Jalen Williams ended up at 9 on our list. I just want to look. I had Jalen Williams at 4. Dave had him at 6. And Ricky, you had Jalen Williams at 19.
Yeah.
So just explain your thought process.
Just vibes how it came out, I'm a dude. I hate to say this, but it's like I'm going through it. And here's the thing. I went through the list once. I didn't revise. Like that was one thing. I was strictly, this is what I think. I didn't want to overthink anything. Could have been a little bit higher. Yeah. But like, I'll be honest, overthinking these shooting guards just because like, I'm like, okay, I can't have Kobe White too low because everyone will come after me. Probably should have had Kobe lower. Probably should have had Cam Thomas lower. Probably should have had Jalen Green lower, even though I feel like Jalen Green is like right there and like he's the middle of the shooting guards. I mean, with me, it was just who would I rather, and said the same thing in the point guards. Who would I rather have as my shooting guard? And a lot of the times I was like, this guy. Now I did say, got through like maybe 15. I did go to the bottom and say, who do I absolutely hate? Who's the worst? And kind of work up from there. That's how it fell out. Could he have been a little higher? Yeah, but like, I don't know. There's always next year, my dudes.
Can I ask an incredibly insulting question?
You usually like to.
Now, I know their names are very similar,
Mm-hmm.
but when you were thinking Jalen Williams, were you thinking J-Dub or J-Will?
I mean, I was thinking of the shooting guard on the Thunder. not
Okay,
the
as opposed to
Jali. I wasn't thinking of Jali because there is that how the other one spells his name, or is it a Y?
no Y. He's got a Y.
But isn't it
Y.
IN for the other one?
Yeah.
I wasn't thinking of IN. I was thinking of EN. I just was looking at the other guy, and I like Gary Trent Jr. I like Andrew. I know the injury stuff, but I liked Andrew Nemhard. I like Austin.
Yeah.
I liked other guys where I'm like, this is where he falls.
I think
I'm at a loss for words, so Jake, you go ahead.
Hey,
It's not like
opinion.
like you guys are treating me like I had Anthony Edwards at 19.
Well, to be fair, Jake
No, I'm
did
being
have him in
nice
his
on this
top
one.
5.
No, I know, but it's like it's not like I had, CJ, Bradley, Kyrie, Donovan. I didn't have any of them at 19. Like it's Jalen Williams. Like
I think in a bold prediction, we're back here in a year doing these rankings again. I think Jalen Williams will probably be in your top 6, 7. I think he is.
We'll see.
I think at a time
that team's vastly different without Shea. So like I put more onus on Shea and think of him highly than I think of most of that Thunder team.
Yeah, but that's like saying
Chet.
That's like saying I can't rate like back in the day. I can't. That's crazy to say back in the day.
Back in the day.
But back in the day, I can't rate
You're
Klay
getting
Thompson
old.
higher. I can't rate Klay Thompson in the top 3 because Steph Curry is the team, right? Or Draymond Green is the team.
Yeah,
Klay was the third most.
But Klay Thompson was like one of the best like number 2 defenders for a team, and like I don't think Jay Will is that.
Yeah, he is. Jalen Williams.
I don't think he's at anywhere near the level Klay was in his prime.
I think Jalen Williams at times this season was probably playing at a top 20 to top 25 player in the NBA. Kind of like rhythm, whatever you want to say, or height, whatever you want to say. I think he's a guy who can create his own shot, can shoot off the catch. I don't want to be too I think he's a top when I talk about defenders, I take centers out because centers are their own category. Mm-hmm. They're different types of defenders. But I think if we're talking wing defenders, I think Jalen Williams is a top 10 wing defender in the entire league. He is tremendous on the defensive side. He does everything. Off ball, on ball, switching, whatever. He has such a big, he's not really he has such a big, I don't want to say the word thick, but he has a big body build.
He's
right?
Thick.
Yeah, he's thick.
Double
and he's
C.
also
long.
Exactly. I didn't want to say
he's
thick and long. Yeah, I didn't want to say that.
All right, Jerry Jones. It's okay.
Oh, I did see that. But he is such a switchable defender that he can basically guard 1 through 5 and do it at an elite level. Mm-hmm. And the only other guy on this list that can do that is, I think, Derek White. I think he's the only other guy in the shooting guard list.
Again, another guy outside the top 10.
I don't think I put Mikal on that, to be honest with you. 1 through 5, I don't put Mikal.
Really?
And then we'll get into Mikal because I think it's not that I dislike Mikal, but I just think Jalen Williams is such a talented player, and maybe I jumped the gun putting him at 4, but I think he is that good. I think the top 3 is set, right? I think Anthony, Mitch, and Kyrie, whatever, I think that's the exact order they should be in. I don't think there's any deviance from that. I think that's the exact order they should be. But Jalen Williams is the next guy on that list that I'm like, he is that dude. He is that dude who can do just about everything, right? Everything on the court that he needs to do, he can do. He's a good rebounder, great defender, can score at all 3 levels, and is able to play just about any role that a team needs.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing he really lacks is like that elite athleticism. Yeah. He isn't lightning quick out there, but he does have good body control. So it's tough. I don't know. I think he's very good. I don't know. I guess it's very much the prove it thing. We'll see what OKC does this year with him. Ricky,
take a look at my number 2 with what you just said, Jake.
Yeah. No, I know.
Take a look at my number 2 with what you just said.
Yeah, I know. We'll get to that. I just think I've been nice so far. That's the one I have to grill you on, but we're not going to get there yet.
What?
That number top 3. 2? I won't get there yet. I think that Jalen Williams has the upside. Again, the athleticism will probably hinder him a little bit. Obviously, I don't know.
But he's got a 7'2" wingspan. He can make up distance. I mean, that's the thing about he knows his limitations, if that's a way to put it.
Correct.
He knows how to use what he has.
Yeah, he doesn't try to do anything.
That just makes him sound old, though. But he's not. He's like young. 20.
But no,
he's 22. But still.
But that's a compliment. He plays like a mature player when I watch him. Right. Nothing seems sped up with him. He doesn't try to put himself outside his comfort zone, and he does And Dagnall basically asked him to do a bunch of different things this year next to SGA. And whenever Giddey was going through his thing, Jalen Williams basically had to play for 2 players, right? Because SGA is doing everything on the other end of the court. So Jalen Williams is flying around defensively, right? I think he gets lost in how good SGA is. That people
and Dort taking up the number 1 guy on the other team. So
but they have 2 guys who can guard number 1s, and then Shea who can easily guard a number 2 on a team as well. Like their defense, they're crazy. Now they have Caruso who can also guard a number 1 on a team. They're nuts. All right, they're just insane. But I just think Jalen Williams sometimes, I think he gets lost in the fold a little bit. And I look into my rankings now. I still think I stand by him at 4, especially off of last season. And I think he's only going to grow from there. But yeah, I think Ricky, we can get into what you were referencing earlier.
Mm-hmm.
So I was saying our top 2 are set. Dave and I have identical top 3s. Shocker. And then Ricky, your top 4 it goes Ant, Mikal Bridges, Donovan Mitchell. Explain your thought process of Mikal Bridges over Donovan Mitchell.
This may be so. I loved Mikal Bridges coming into this year, and I think he is like the Mikal Bridges we are going to get this year on the Knicks is when he finished. Remember when he finished number 2 in Defensive Player of the Year right behind Marcus Smart? And that year was I think one of the top 3 players in defensive efficiency. We're going to get that out of Mikal Bridges this year. Just because he's on a team that's already loaded. They got White Dante. They got Josh Hart. They got Jalen Brunson.
Not where I was started my list, but okay.
They don't need him to White Dante is the pinky ring. They already have a loaded team where it's like, hey, we'll need a little bit of offense from you. We'll need your 3-point shooting. But with Coach Thibodeau, one of the, I'll say, best defensive coaches, probably in my since the 2000s maybe, because the 90s, there was great defensive coaches too. He's going to lock in with Tibbs and have one of the best seasons he's ever had. And I'm just looking at it, and I'm looking at him, and then otherwise it's the only thing I would probably change in my top 5 if I had to was maybe switch Donovan and Kyrie. Maybe I got Kyrie a little bit lower off of last year because I think he's one of the big reasons. Luka, if they don't have Luka, they don't go to the finals, of course. Yeah. But Kyrie was one of the big reasons why they went to the finals in my mind.
Hey, if they don't have PJ Washington, they probably don't go to the finals either. But
I
just want to say, so everything that you just said, he's going to have the ball in his hands less. Yep. He's going to be back to a Defensive Player of the Year candidate. Mm-hmm. He's going to hit his threes. If, buts, and maybes, right? You know who did that last year? His name was Derek White. He did everything defensively for the Celtics. He could guard 1 through 5. He is, and I still stand by this, either the best or the second best shot blocking guard I've ever watched. It's him and D Wade. Those are the 2 that are the best shot blocking guards, right? So everything that you said about Mikal Bridges is what Derek White did last year, right? So Derek White, in my mind, I had Derek White at 5.
I'll be honest, I probably overlooked Derek White because he's on the Celtics, and they're so loaded that he just got overshadowed in my mind.
Yeah, but I just think I have him higher, and Donovan Mitchell. I don't know if I'm gonna have to fight both of you for Donovan Mitchell this year because I know this guy over here is the crown his ass. That's the first one I've said. He's the crown him fella. He didn't want to give Donovan Mitchell his credit a few years ago. I think he's Dave, you come around a little bit into Donovan Mitchell.
Number 2.
Okay, so you come around a little bit, but I don't know if he still gets his full respect. I don't think people realize how good he is. He carried that Cavs team at times this year. Mm-hmm. When Jared Allen and Evan Mobley could not get the ball going offensively, when Darius Garland was, I don't know what was happening. We mentioned him in the point guard rankings. Everything that could go wrong went wrong for Darius Garland. JB Bickerstaff's out there blaming Jared Allen for not playing through rib injury. But you know what was happening? Donovan Mitchell was out there dropping 40, 50 with ease. Every night you could turn on a Cavs game and Donovan Mitchell was carrying them. All right, Donovan Mitchell, if he was on the Miami Heat, right? If he was on the Miami Heat, if he was on the LA Lakers, whatever it is, people would be fighting for him and Anthony Edwards 1-2 to actually be flipped. That's how good he is. Now, I put Anthony Edwards 1 because he's a freak. But Donovan Mitchell is clear and away the second best on this list. And I think that it actually is in tiers. I think Ant and Donovan Mitchell are in a tier of their own. And then Kyrie's in a tier of his own. And then there's a drop with the next couple guys.
I don't disagree with much of anything you said there. I did have Donovan in, a different grouping a couple of years ago, about 3 years ago. He was in that tier with Zach LaVine and Devin Booker, and I think they were all pretty close. But yeah, Donovan Mitchell's taking a massive leap. Devin Booker took a pretty big leap, but he's in a different position this year thanks to Bradley Beal, who is just kind of soaking up space in the top 10, existing for some games during the year. We'll see. It's funny when you're talking about the Cavs, we continue to dance around it. Turns out there's 5 guys on the court for a team at once. We've only mentioned 4. That's a pretty common theme when you talk about the Cleveland Cavaliers, unfortunately. Somehow Isaac Okoro just signed like last week,
He did. Actually, the last Woj bomb ever was Isaac Okoro.
That'll history right there. So I think that, he gets a lot of credit for carrying an offense that literally was playing 4 on 5. Rightfully so. I do think it's interesting, the whole Kyrie him thing is a toss up, but just the last point on the McHale thing, like I do buy in more after hearing Ricky talk about like the defense. I mean, think about McHale, OG Anunoby out there together, like that's filthy levels of like defense.
Yeah,
like, they can do some disgusting things, and if he can get himself back to the priorities of, I had my fun, I was a primary scorer for a year and a half. It was a great time. Now I want to win. And now
it was not a great time.
It was great when he was putting like 26 a night on the Nets during that half season. The next season probably less enjoyable. But I do think that like if he can go back to that, and if he averages like, between 17 and 20 a game and plays elite defense again, and his 3-point shots falling back to a 40% rate, like he's top. He not top obviously, but like I still agree that is Donovan Mitchell, Anthony Edwards. But I could see him in that tier right below, because it's like you get a 2-way player and he can give you more volume than Derek White can. That would be my thing, is like I trust him more offensively than Derek White. Derek White just won a championship and he just played for the Nets. Like, I know what I'm saying out loud sounds ridiculous. But
so I want to cut in real quick, a little history here. And of course, 2020, 2021, 2022, and then 2023, we didn't do them. But from 2018, his first year, Donovan Mitchell was 8th overall. Then we had him 7th overall in 2019. So look at how far he's come in just a short amount of time and a second team later. Because that was when he was on the Jazz.
Yeah, that was, that's a different issue. We'll talk about Ricky Gobert in future videos, so don't you worry about that one. Dave's eyes got wide because he knows what's coming.
By the way, before you go on, quick history lesson. Who was the lowest rating shooting guard in 2019 for us?
Oh my gosh.
Who do you think was the worst shooting guard?
I don't remember what happened in 2019. That was
I had him as the worst. Dave and Sean did not.
Of course.
Dave had him at 28. No.
So they're back.
28. Dion Waiters.
Can we get a clue?
Oh, Dion Waiters? Syracuse legend.
Dave had Wesley Matthews and Boom Boom Batum below him. He had Nicholas Batum at 30 in 2019.
That is aged like milk. Holy crap.
Sean had Darius Garland.
5 years ago, Nick Batum was not doing great.
His best of his career was 34.
He's also a shooting guard?
Yeah, in our rankings, No, shooting guard.
Yeah, don't be like the comment section, Dave.
That's some real GM right there. That's some real GM.
Darius Garland was last on Sean's list. But I think that's because he was a...
Well, that's why he's
he was on the Cavs.
That was Sexland. That was Sexland, I believe.
Yeah, Sexland.
Yeah, I just find it interesting. Maybe I think there's and this isn't disrespect. I have Mikal Bridges at 7, so it's not like I have him like at 15 or anything like that. I just think there's a gap between Derek White and him, and maybe that'll be bridged this year.
Mm-hmm.
I think 2 of the guys we can group together here, I was lower on both of them that they ended up in the rankings. But CJ McCollum and Bradley Beal, what do we expect from them? Like, Ricky, what do you think? Like, they're just kind of, like Dave said, they're kind of just eating space.
Yeah, I mean, I had Bradley, basically to me, it's the top 4. Like, if I'm going off of tiers, it's the top 4, which is, for me, Ant, Bridges, D. Mitch, Kyrie. Then it's just a bunch of guys. Like, this there might not even be 3 tiers. There probably will be because the garbage will get pushed to the 3rd tier. But then there's just a huge tier 2 of just guys that fit roles. And unfortunately, Bradley Beal and CJ McCollum are at the top of that just because they are the best of what's left outside of that top 4. But like, I could have had CJ above Bradley. I could have had Bradley above, like, to me, it was just like, these two are better than everybody else. But I don't know if there were better shooting guards. Like if Clay was still a shooting guard like he was back in like the late 2010s, I don't know if these guys would be sitting there at 5 and 6 in my rankings.
Yeah, I find it interesting because that's why I asked the Brandon Miller question earlier. Is I think Brandon Miller could get all the way up to 5 or 6 on this list if we were going by our rankings.
Yeah.
I think personally, Derek White and Jalen Williams have to be above CJ McCollum or Bradley Beal. I just think they're better basketball players at this time.
I think one of the names I think is, and we mentioned him already, but I'll say it. If he has another great year in that Raptor system, I think RJ could push himself up into possibly top 5 by default.
I'll be interested to see, though, and maybe I'll throw this to you, Dave, is that I think Bradley Beal might have a little bit better of a year because the ball handling responsibility won't solely be on him with the addition of Tyus Jones. I know we had Tyus Jones low. We kind of did talk about how we like him a little bit. Do you think that might help Beal a little bit this year?
Yeah, I mean, if he's on the court, let's start with that. He did have some issues. It'll help him. But then, yeah, adding Tyus Jones, who literally, like, not only did they add Tyus Jones, they also added Monty Morris, 2 of the best backup point guards in the NBA. And we expect Tyus to start because he had a lot better last year. Let's be fair. But both those guys should be competent as far as being the primary ball handler running offense. So Bradley Beal, less responsibility there, more responsibility as far as defending up and, continuing to make shots. That's what he does. He was a bucket. He averaged like 30 something a couple of years ago. He's still that guy. It's just a question of how is it going to filter out between him, Booker, and KD, as far as who gets how many shots and how many looks, because genuinely we didn't get to see them together for half the season. So I still think they're working out like what works best for them. They're going to be asking more 3-point shots. The Suns were one of the worst 3-point teams by volume last year. If I remember right, they were, I don't want to say like the worst, but like volume wise, they're pretty much the dumpster. So I expect to see them try to change that, get KD to take more threes. Book solid, no issues there. But I think, Beal is going to benefit the most from having an actual point guard on this roster. So excited for that. And is it wrong to say I'm like kind of expecting Chris Paul to maybe end up back on this team by the end of the season?
Oh, gosh. I hope not, to be honest with you.
I don't know. No, because they're like double luxury taxed up. Never mind, they can't do that anymore.
Yeah, that's fair. Oh, yeah, they can't even buy buyout players. Yeah, they can't even get buyout players. I mean, I don't know. How much did Chris Paul sign for? I don't even know what his contract.
More money than he should have.
Okay, that makes sense. I mean, the Spurs had to spend, to be honest with you. It doesn't matter.
And then on the CJ, I think CJ is cool. Like, he's evolved his game. He took way more threes last year than he ever had in his career. He's, running point. Not the most successful offense we've ever seen, but the Pelicans also have had other issues going on between like Brandon Ingram's role in the team and Zion Williamson and his weight loss journey. So we'll see what happens when it comes to CJ now playing off ball from DeJounte. I almost made it.
Weight loss journey. Yeah, I agree. Ricky, any thoughts on CJ McCollum or Bradley Beal?
You already hit him on that.
I just can't wait to. Yeah, I talked first. We'll see what they do, and we'll see if they fall next year.
It's gone now. I'm sorry. The brain after like 4 hours. It's just absolutely.
Desmond Bane's good at basketball, though, guys, right?
No, the last guy that we have not talked about the top 10 is Desmond Bane, and I know Dave wants to talk about a Grizzly. So, Dave, Desmond Bane.
Yeah, you mentioned it like
Jasmine Jane.
Oh, Jasmine Jane. We got to keep that going still, right, guys?
Jailer James.
Nah, Desmond Bane's awesome. Really good shooting guard. Ended up taking on way more load than he should have last year because of all the injuries.
How is that not worse than what I said? Oh. This is what you guys come for with the fast break, baby. We back. We back.
After 4 hours of recording,
We're back, baby.
Finally. Oh my god. Desmond Bain, good at basketball. We're going to end our shooting guard rankings on that because I think Dave has reached his. He's got to be in the office in like 8 hours. So we're gonna reach the end there. I'm not even going to ask for final thoughts. I hope you guys enjoyed the videos. As you can see, I think we're all very happy to be back. Even if some of us were a little bit delirious. Some of us were a bit delirious coming into this recording. But yeah, we really hope you did enjoy. Again, Patreon down below. If you want to see this content live, you want to get some exclusive content, please go down and check out the Patreon page. And also the Discord down below. It's free to join. If you want to yell at us for any of our rankings, if you want to, make fun of Dave for saying that Zion's taking on a load, whatever you want. And yeah, and also hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, hit that bell so you get notifications whenever we go live or whenever we have a video go live. And I hope everybody has a great day, and we will see you again for our small forward rankings.
As always, we'd like to thank the people that make these videos possible, our patrons whose names are displayed on the screen now. If you would like to become a patron, go ahead and click the Patreon icon in the bottom right. And if you'd like to check out another video from MVP Sports, hit the video in the upper left. As always, thanks for watching.